Coming up on today's show, we have an awesome sauerkraut recipe and a delicious dessert. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rhonda Fitterer.
And I'm Laverne Dede.
And Aunt Linda has submitted a sauerkraut recipe, which I didn't know what it was when I tried it, but it was good. I really liked it. So can't wait for me to see how you actually make it.
Okay. Well, this one is really easy, very simple. Like with sauerkraut, it's a great German recipe and simple to make, great for leftovers. What we're going to do is starting with 10 ounces of cooked egg noodles. Now, I pre-cooked them, but I didn't cook them till they were real soft, like I would do for normally if you're making noodles.
Okay.
Just till, soften up a little bit, because this way your liquid won't absorb so much into the noodles if they're not cooked at all, or if they're too mushy. I mean, it's going to make it mushy then. So
right.
Let's go from there. So that was about 10 ounces of cooked white egg noodles.
Okay.
We're going to add, it says a large can of sauerkraut. So I just have a jar here that equals about a can of sauerkraut.
Okay.
The large one. And don't drain it. Use your juices in there.
Okay. And this is the surprising part. You really don't see the sauerkraut, but when I tasted it, I'm like, oh yeah, there's sauerkraut in there.
And it was. I mean, you come here for lunch and you went in the fridge to find something for lunch, and this is what you come up with, and you were surprised.
I was thinking Alfredo noodles. No, there's sauerkraut in there. Surprise.
Very tasty. So, okay, and then we're going to use a cup of cream.
Okay.
And a cup of half and half. And I just mixed that already together here. So we're going to pour that in there.
Oh, this is a very German dish.
It is. Sauerkraut cream, yes. Okay, and then we're going to use a teaspoon of onion salt.
Okay.
So we'll just put that on there and mix that up in there. And a tablespoon of poppy seed. That does sound different, doesn't it?
It does.
You put a tablespoon of poppy seed in there. And if by chance you wanted to make this and you didn't have the poppy seed, I don't think it's going to make much difference, but it just adds a little bit of color to it and that. So just mix that up well. And I did preheat the oven to 350 degrees.
Okay.
And being the noodles, I just got done cooking them. They're still warm. It takes about maybe 30 to 40 minutes to bake this. It doesn't take very long. Okay, now we've got those ingredients mixed well together, the sauerkraut stirred in there, and the poppy seed and onion salt. So it's very simple, not too many ingredients. And then just use your favorite pork sausage.
Okay.
You can have your homemade, whatever is your favorite. And do cook your pork sausage though, and then just cut it into pieces. And then we're going to just add that in here.
Okay.
And mix that up there, and the sausage really gives it a nice flavor too. So I guess with this, you can't even think of what wouldn't be German in this.
I don't know.
The sausage, the sauerkraut, the cream.
Yeah, we're definitely ethnic here today.
It is, but it's good. If whoever. I hope you try. People try this. They're gonna like it.
Yeah, if you have to like sauerkraut first of all, because that's probably the one ingredient in here that you have to like to experiment with this. But it's excellent.
Yeah. Did you find that it was overpowering though, the sauerkraut?
No, not at all.
I didn't think so that it was. And a person certainly can cut back on the sauerkraut or add sauerkraut, whichever would be your preference.
Okay.
So we're going to put the lid on that, and we're going to pop that in the oven.
All right.
Okay. There we go. And now we're going to make this. It's called Kitchen Sink Crunchies. And this was submitted by Marge Dangle.
Okay.
And it's just some great bars. You're going to want to try these too because it has everything, all the good stuff, you know, pecans, your little Nestle quick little bites, Heath bites.
Right.
Couldn't remember that. Coconut, everything like that. Just excellent. Chocolate chips. So we're going to start with a stick of butter.
Okay.
And a cup of brown sugar.
Okay.
And we're just going to take that over to the stove and we're just going to heat that up and mix that together.
All right.
And we'll just put that on and get that going for a moment. And so while that's heating up, we are going to here take a bowl and we're going to start with a cup of flour.
Okay.
And a half cup of cocoa. And we're going to do a teaspoon of baking powder.
Okay.
And so many times when you're cooking in with bars and that, or cakes, you're using soda, baking soda versus powder. So remember, yeah, this one does say powder. And then it has a half a teaspoon of cinnamon.
Okay.
And we're going to just...
That'd be a mistake that I would make, and
I have even done that one though.
well, especially if you buy those in bulk and you put them in your own containers, which I know that you like to do a lot.
I do.
And if you don't label them correctly, or you think you're going to remember what, you know, because they're both white, it's easy to get them confused.
It is. They look the same. There's not much difference. And it does ask for 2 teaspoons of vanilla.
Okay.
And being I'm using the dry vanilla, I'm going to add it into my dry ingredients right now. Okay. So we're just going to blend that up here. And then we'll go over to the stove here and see how our butter here is starting to melt. And mix that in there with the brown sugar.
Well, any recipe that starts out this way has got to be good.
It will be. You'll be. You know, and Marge has come up with some just great recipes. She's submitted very good recipes in the past, and now again, I got some good ones from her, and it's just great. I just love to get recipes from our viewers and, you know, try them for, you know, make them on the air for everybody to enjoy.
Right. And this is one thing to note as well, and I'll mention this at the end of the show just to remind everybody as well. But our workshop is our sponsor, and you'll be able to go up there now and get a paper copy of our recipes.
Oh, that will be nice.
So if you don't have access to the internet or you're out shopping, you can stop by the workshop and pick up our recipes as well there.
Yeah, that. And when you're out there to pick up that recipe, you're going to pick up the pork sausage there.
Absolutely.
To make this pork sausage sauerkraut recipe here. So it doesn't take long for this to melt. I've got a little bit of sugar in between my whisk here. Get that melted. And we don't have to cook it for, you know, any length of time. We just want to get it melted. And then just to kind of cool it just for a brief time. And then we're going to add an egg. And that goes into our dry ingredients over there.
Okay.
So we're going to just pull this out here and stir that a little bit.
Now these bars, are these just one, do we bake the bars as well, or is this something that they just need to set?
No, we're going to bake them.
Okay.
We're going to bake them, and it's going to be easy. We're going to be able to bake them with our casserole.
Okay.
And again, those two do bake. I'll have to double check the recipe here, but I think it was 25 to 30 minutes.
Okay, so about the same time?
It will. It's going to work out great. So we just want to get this just a little bit cool down. because we're going to add the egg to that, to this here sugar and butter, and then just whisk that.
Oh, that looks great.
Smells good. That brown sugar and butter together.
This, well, with all these ingredients going in here, I think this would make a good holiday bar with Christmas holiday season coming up.
Yes, it would. Definitely it will. So, but anytime, you know, this would be a good one to make. Or surprise your coworkers at work with this.
That would be a good surprise.
You could bribe them with something, you know.
Okay, that's even a better idea.
Okay, so we have that. And for that, though, I'm going to use my spoon instead of my whisk. And you just need to blend that well.
Okay.
Okay, we've got this mixed, and you know, you just want to mix it well so it's all coated, you know, all your dry ingredients are mixed in with the liquid. Then we're going to add a cup of chocolate chips.
Okay.
And it asks for half a cup of the Heath bits.
Okay.
And it asks for 3/4 cup chopped pecans, but I'm only going to add a half a cup in here because we're going to use the other 1/3 cup to put it on top, to press it on top.
Sure.
And the same way with the coconut. It says for 3/4 cup coconut, I'm going to add a half a cup and save, you know, a 1/3 to press on the bars on top.
Sure.
So just blend that in. I mean, this is a chocolate lover's delight.
Absolutely.
You know. Like I said, we're putting everything in. I can see where it's called kitchen sink crunchies, but to me, it's like I said, a chocolate lover's delight. And just get them all blended in there. And then we bake it in a 9x13 pan.
Okay.
And it says to line it with foil.
Oh.
You know, so line that with aluminum foil. And then we just press that in there. So we're going to put that there. And
this is just easy to cut. We'll just take the foil out and cut it. Is that the reasoning what we were using the foil tonight?
You know, it's going to be easy to remove, and yes, then to cut it into pieces.
Okay.
So it makes a nice, probably 24 pieces, nice generous pieces.
Okay.
And then, you know, I think the easiest way it's going to do is just use your hand to press that evenly into the bottom of the pan.
Okay.
That smells almost like brownies, doesn't it?
It does. This would be the homemade thick brownies.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And when you think of the extra chocolate chips in there, and coconut has been one of my favorites. Anything with coconut too, I think is always just super. And just adding those the coconut and pecans on top, really just gives it a nice look.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we got that spread on the bottom there. So I'm going to just take the pecans and drizzle them on top here. And because the batter is, you know, pretty thick, we're going to press it down so when you take them out and you cut them, you don't lose that.
Okay.
You know, lose your, excuse me, my pecans on that. So now we'll do the coconut. And I'll just spread that a little bit more.
And you said again that you would bake this at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes.
25 to 30 minutes,
Okay.
yes. So just press that down. Okay.
Awesome.
Now I'll have you open up the oven for me and we'll just pop that in there. Okay. And for this, I'm going to set the timer.
Okay.
And I'm going to start at 25 minutes. Okay.
All right.
So now we can sit back and just smell the aroma and wait till it's done.
Sauerkraut and chocolate.
Really? That sounds like a good combination, doesn't it? Okay, our buzzer's going off and I can smell those kitchen crunchies. Or
It
kitchen
smells
sink
like
crunchies.
brownies.
Oh, it smells so good. All right, let's take those out. Oh, I think those are definitely done. And I know our casserole is done too, so we can take both of those out.
All right.
And we'll bring them over here. We'll set this on the hot plate here.
Oh, okay.
And that. And, oh, you can smell sauerkraut in there.
I still smell chocolate.
Your nose goes for the chocolate.
Dessert first, right?
Right. Your nose knows chocolate, that is for sure. Okay. We're going to just let them cool just for a few minutes, and then we're going to take out the just the foil, and
Okay.
then we'll be able to cut them from there.
Sounds great.
Okay, those cooled off for a little bit here, and we took out, I mean, it was so easy to slide that out of the pan. Great way, with the foil, and
Cleanup is a breeze.
it is. So, we're going to just use my little spatula here and cut a couple of pieces.
Well, and I think the only thing that can make this dessert maybe a little bit better is ice cream. Because it just reminds me of a brownie dessert.
It does, doesn't it? It smells so good. I just cut that in there. And, you can cut your pieces as big as you want here. But it always seems to be less calories if you take a small piece and another small piece. It never equals a big piece.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. Okay, now let's take the lid off the casserole here, and we'll get some taken out there.
It smells
And
good.
yeah, I was talking about pork sausage, and actually it's country style pork sausage is what I used. And the workshop makes excellent pork sausage, country style sausage. So, I mean, there you have just a meal in itself there, and you're done with that, and you top it off with a wonderful, they're called, what again? Kitchen sink crunchies.
Oh, Marge Dangle, I love you.
Oh, for sure.
And Aunt Linda too. This is an awesome main course dish.
Okay.
To get these recipes, just go to Consolidated's website, www.ctctel.com. And new this time, you can go to the workshop and get a paper copy if you don't have access to the internet. Thank you so much to the workshop for being our sponsor. And enjoy these awesome dishes again from Marge Dangle and Linda Bakken. Have a great day.